Hey everyone, this is Pig for Life, and in today's Transformers video review, we'll be taking a look at Hasbro's Transformers Generations Combiner Wars Decepticon Thundercracker, and this is the Legend size Thundercracker from the Combiner Wars series. And as always, let's go ahead and get started with packaging review. And you can see we have Thundercracker in this on this card in this plastic tray, and a bit of an interesting transformation. So, you know, traditionally he has his wings up, and that's actually the case here as well when he's transformed correctly, but they actually packaged him in kind of a mistransformed way, which is odd, but I mean, we'll get into that once we open up the packaging. And you also get a really nice picture of Thundercracker at the top here as well. You get to zoom in and see that he does have a stat card or bio card that has been included with the rest of the Combiner Wars line, which is nice. But other than that, you don't get much else on the front. On the back, you do see Thundercracker in both robot, proper robot, you can see his wings are up with some nice paint applications, and alt mode. And you see that he transforms in 8 steps. So this is a remold of the Legends class Starscream, which came out previously. But this is just a Thundercracker repaint of it. Alright? So let's go ahead and get him out of packaging and start the review. So here we have Thundercracker out of packaging. He also comes, like I said before, with an art card. No stats on the back or anything like that, just the Transformers Generations logo, and they don't even change it for the faction, so you're always going to get that Autobot symbol on the back. But the art itself is really nice. I like the art style that they have here. I don't know if this is from, I think it might be from one of the games, but I'm not actually sure. But the card is pretty thick. It's much thicker than like a baseball card. And the finish itself is actually quite nice. It's not glossy, it's kind of like a semi-gloss finish. But yeah, it's a really nice card, so I'm really glad that they're throwing these in now. It also comes with a set of instructions, and the instructions are pretty good. These are Legends class, so they're pretty simple, but they show transformations both ways. So they have robot to alt here, and on the flip side, you have alt to robot. So very nice. But as far as robot mode review goes, he does come mistransformed, as I mentioned before, out of packaging. There's a couple of things you need to do. So the first thing is you need to flip his wings up. So you're going to make use of this double hinge here, and you can do it a couple ways. So I'm going to show you if you want to go perpendicular with this first joint first and then flip this up perpendicularly. Then this is the kind of silhouette you get. And I think this is not an ideal silhouette. I think it actually looks better if you actually keep this hinge down a little, like that, angled down. And this feels more correct. And you can see that it brings the wings more in line with the shoulders here. And I think this is the correct transformation. The other thing you need to do is take care of these leg fins. So they're spread out when they come out of packaging. You just want to rotate them back 90 degrees so that they kind of hide behind the calves. So this is his kind of official robot mode. And taking a look at it from all sides, it's a really cool mold. I really don't collect the Legends class or even Deluxe for the most part, but I really like the Combiner Wars series, so I wanted to pick this up even though it is just a remold of the Starscream mold that we saw before, but no Target Master, Waspinator, or anything like that this time. But we do get that card, so I guess that makes up for Waspinator. So as far as robot mode review goes, I was going to take a quick look at his head sculpt, and you may be able to see it here. There is a bit of paint application error on mine with his eyes, particularly his right eye. It's definitely noticeable, but I mean, it's such a small figure that it's not going to bother me too much. Otherwise, his paint apps on mine are actually quite good. There aren't a ton. Obviously, you have some on the canopy here, and then some on the wings. but the wings actually look really clean. So as far as articulation goes, as most legend size figures go, they do make use of a lot of ball joints. So his shoulders are ball jointed. No bicep swivel. You do have ball jointed elbows, which give you kind of the, I guess, elbow swivel. His null rays are on pegs that you can take off and make use as a gun too if you want. You can plug those back in. No wrist articulation or fist articulation, no waist articulation. The hips themselves are ball joints, as you can see here. A lot of open mold here, but again, for Legends class, it's kind of forgivable. And then down at the feet, he has toe articulation and heel articulation, both really for transformation, but it's nice that it's there for posability as well. Oh, I forgot the knee, sorry. And the knee folds a nice 90 degrees. Alright. So to get this guy transformed from robot to alt is pretty simple, as you would imagine. The first thing we're going to do is deal with the feet. So we'll go ahead and basically collapse the toes and the heels so they kind of sit straight. And then you can peg both the legs together like so. You can flip these out, these fins out at this point as well, and you're kind of done with the lower body. Then you can flip the wings back, and you're going to make use of this tab, and it's going to sit in between the legs, so it forms the back of the wings like that. The upper body, you're going to want to rotate the null rays upwards, like so. And then you're going to unpeg the arms at the shoulders. If you unpeg them like that, you can see they're on a swing joint. Oh, that one's kind of tight. You just want to rotate the shoulders all the way down. And then there's actually tabs here on either side that tab into the under part of the arm. So you just want to make sure it's rotated all the way down at this hinge, and that will allow you to peg these in tightly. Okay? And then for the nose and cockpit, you just flip this up, and then there's also a rubber nose cone that comes up. And then when you rotate that out, it's on the same pin as the front landing gear, and you can pull that out or you can tuck that in. They are separately articulated. So when you make sure you peg in the canopy up to the top, I forgot to do that just now, but they are like I was saying, the landing gear and the nose cone are separately articulated. So if you want to hide that, you can do that. And there we have, rotate the camera down a bit, there we have Thundercracker in his alt mode. And it's a pretty nice alt mode. I think this mold is pretty great, honestly. For a legend size figure, like I said, I don't collect a lot of legend size, but I really wanted to collect all of the Combiner War series. So this is kind of my first foray into actually even doing reviews for the legend size. So if you want to pull out the landing gear, you'll actually notice that the landing gear isn't very useful. It actually doesn't even touch, well, or it might barely skim the ground. And that's mostly because of the big chest. Actually, in particular, these kind of, what are the intake ports that normally would like flip up and sit kind of over here. But because of that, it doesn't give really the clearance needed. But it is a really nice mold. It has a really nice look to the jet mode. The bottom obviously suffers a lot. You just see a bunch of arms and you see his face. It doesn't even flip away or anything like that. And a lot of hollowness here. But like I said, for a legend size figure, it's quite a nice figure. I like it. Alright, So let's go ahead and get this guy transformed back into robot mode. So let me just scooch the camera up just a little bit because I know we're going to have to move up in a second. So the first thing we'll do is go ahead and tuck in the landing gear and tuck in the nose cone. And you can just fold that all the way down to form the chest again. Here, I'll zoom out a bit more since clearly we're going to need more space. Next, what we can do is unpeg the forearms. Rotate these up. Peg them back into the chest. Rotate the null rays down. Okay. Come back around and untab the wings. Rotate them up. Whichever way you like them. Remember I showed you the two different ways. I'm going to use the lower position. Separate the legs. And then form the feet with the heels and the toes. And then last, fold those tail fins back again. And there we have Thundercracker back in robot mode. So final thoughts, it's a cool little figure. I like it. I mean, again, I'm not huge into this scale, such a small scale, but I like the amount of articulation this guy has for the scale. I like the paint apps. I mean, this just looks really, really nice. I think if they package him like this, I think they'd probably sell more because he looks really kind of bland when you have him like this. He just looks like he has like a big cape or skirt, which I guess if you want to show him like that, I guess it's not a bad option. It just looks like a lot of blue, but these red and white details really do. I mean, that's really necessary to make him look like Thundercracker. And again, I like the fact that the null rays can be used as guns if you want. The transformation itself is pretty cool. I like the way the wings fold up and the way they use the shoulder joint to allow you to keep the null rays in position without having to kind of unpeg them in parts form to get in and out of either mode. Alright. So yeah, if you guys like this figure and want to pick up Thundercracker or any of the other Combiner Wars Legends figures, you can go ahead and click on the Toy Dojo link in the description below. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them in the comment section below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. If you like the review, please give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. And as always, please subscribe if you like what I'm doing and want to keep up to date with all my Transformers and other toy reviews. Alright? With that, that's all for today, everyone. Have a good one.